How's it going, my fellow Homo sapiens? It's your boy Uzumaki Hado, and today I'm coming at you with a deck profile. That's right. So this deck here is Majespecters. It's not out yet. I proxied it. I just can't wait for this deck. I've been practicing a lot with this deck on Yu-Gi Pro, Dead Pro, so I went on ahead and proxied it like I do with all my other decks, just to see how it feels in a real life gameplay. Just to see what kind of things I would do in a real life situation when I'm sitting back playing with other people at my locals, just for fun. So let's go ahead and we're going to get ready to jump into this deck and talk a little bit about it. Now this deck profile is going to be quite long, and the main reason is I'm going to go through each and every card effect, even though a lot of people probably already knows the card effects, but I'm going to talk about them, maybe talk about a little bit of plays and what I feel and how I feel. Now, I'm not playing a Magician build. I'm not really feeling a Magician build. I mean, it's not a bad build. It's actually really, really good, but I see a lot of people playing it. The problem I have with the Magician build is that I find a lot of cards just kind of sitting in my hand that's dead, and I really don't like dead cards. And not just that, I'm not really a follower, I'm more of a leader. So what I'm running here is more of a control type of not allowing my opponent to play the game. So first thing first with Majespecters, you really kind of want to go first with this deck because you're always going to plus. When you normal summon, when you special summon a monster, you're going to plus. So first thing first, we're running 3 Raccoons. Its effect is, when this card is normal summon, you can add 1 Majespecter monster from your deck to your hand. Not just that, this card cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent card effect. You really want to open up with Raccoon, he's really, really good. Normal summon or special summon. You plussing 1. Then we're running 3 Majespecter Fox. When this card is normal summon or special summon, you can add a Majespecter trap card to your hand. So many good traps for Majespecters, and we're running kind of trap heavy, so we definitely want to have Fox. I think Fox is the second most important monster in this deck. Not just that, it cannot be targeted by your opponent card effects or destroyed by your opponent card effects. So usually your opponent is going to have to basically run over Majespecters with battle to destroy them or get them off the field without targeting them. Now we're running 3 Majespecters Cat. Now I notice a lot of people bump Cat down to 1. So the difference between Cat from all the other Majespecters is that when this card is normal summon or special summon, at the end phase you can add 1 Majespecter card. Not just that, it's only 100 attack, 1800 defense, and once again it cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent card effects. Now, I know a lot of people is only using 1, but me, I like 3, and the main reason is it got a nice butt on them. I like a fat ass on my monsters. Not just that, I like to put them in defense. And because we tribute a lot of our monsters, I like to run monster heavy. I feel comfortable when we're running monster heavy. Now we're running 3 Majespecter Crow. Crow allows you to add, when this card is normal summon, it allows you to add 1 Majespecter spell card from your deck to your hand, and it cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Now, I'm not really running a lot of Majespecter spells, and not just that, you can't add the Majespecter field card right now on Dead Pro or Yu-Gi Pro. So, I only have a few Majespecter spell cards in the deck, but once again, it's a monster, and I really want to have monsters in my deck. And the VIP in the deck, in my opinion, is Majespecter Unicorn. We're running 2 Majespecter Unicorns. Usually, if I get Unicorn on the field, I'm going to win. So when this card is on the field during either player's turn, you can bounce 1 Majespecter monster to target one of your opponent monster and bounce that card back to the hand. It's a continuous compose. Too good. I mean, it's too good. I mean, if I don't have a Majespecter monster, if I only have him on the field, I would just bounce Unicorn himself and bounce one of my opponent monsters. Not just that, I'm really, when I play this card, I'm really going to be a dick, because I'm going to wait till you get ready to make a play or a viable play, and I'm going to bounce your monster. Oh, it's your end phase? You think I'm going to let your, no, I'm not going to let you in your turn. Bounce your monster on your end phase, buddy. You need that tuner to do some crazy nuts? No, guess what? Bounce that back to your hand. Oh, who's feeling salty now, buddy? He is 2000 attack, 2000 defense. So he is the beater of the deck. And once again, it cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent card effects. We're running 3 of the Archfiend, and the main reason is she allows me to Pendulum summon Unicorn, because she is a 7 Unicorn, I believe is a 6-star. So you have a 2-star in the Pendulum zone and a 7-star. You can keep getting Unicorn. That was the biggest issue at first. That's the kind of the main reason I took Unicorn down to 2, because he was kind of clogging the hand. Now, with Archfiend in the field, in the deck, it really helps me to get Unicorn out really easy. I don't have to tribute my Majespecter monster to get them out. I can just Pendulum summon them out. Not just that, she can destroy one of your opponent's spell or trap card. I mean, one spell or trap card on the field. And if it's normal summon, you can destroy a monster on the field. She is just too good. She, to me personally, is like an MST. I use her if my opponent have one back row and it could be a warning. I don't know what it is. I'm going to blow it up. Then we're running 2 Oddeyes. Now, originally I had Oddeyes at 1, but then I bumped it up at the last second. I like that search. I like the ability to search for almost anything in my deck. So when this card is in your Pendulum zone, once per turn, during your end phase, you can basically tribute this monster, send it to your extra deck, and you can search 1/1500 or less Pendulum monster from your deck and add it to your hand. This allows you to add things like Raccoon or even Archfiend, for crying out loud. Too good, too good. And because we run a lot of back row, we're going to go ahead and go with some hand traps, because we run a lot of back row in these Majespecters. So we're going to play, we only play in 2, Ghost Orb and Snow Rabbits. A great card if my opponent playing a continuous spell card or continuous trap and it's going to activate or something of that nature, or activate a monster effect. I just use this to basically blow it up once they're done. You know, if they use something like Scout and they pay 8, you know what, blow it up, you get no search. So, really good card. Really good card. And not just that, another thing I like about this card is it is a tuner. So it allows me to go into my synchro plays. Great card. Now, I've been kind of debating, do I want Snow Rabbit or do I want to have Valor in the deck? Now, Valor is really good also. But Snow Rabbit, I feel like puts a little bit more work. Yes, it doesn't negate the monster effect, but it destroys the card. Now we have our traps. So we're running 3 Majespecter Tornadoes, and basically what this card does is it allows us to tribute 1 win Spellcaster, not Majespecter, just 1 win Spellcaster, and target one of your opponent monsters and banish it. Get it off the field. Good game, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Just remove it from play. That's it. Really great card. Now, one of the VIPs of the deck I really love is the Majespector Tempest. This card here is great. Spell speed 3, counter trap, and basically, if your opponent attempts to special summon monster or monsters, you contribute a Majespector monster, or sorry about that, you contribute a win Spellcaster monster to negate that summon. But not just that, if your opponent activates a monster effect, you contribute a win Spellcaster monster to once again negate that monster effect and destroy it. Such a great card. You're going to get ready to Pendulum summon, you're getting ready to special summon the nuts. It's an inherit summon, guess what? Negate it. You go for a synchro or an seed, guess what? Negate it. But just to put a little more stank on that, I play 1 warning. That's basically 4 warnings in the deck. These, I tribute a win Spellcaster. I'm always going to have a Majespecter on the field. And that, I pay 2,000. You're not going to summon anything big on me. I can guarantee you that. We play 1 Bottomless Hole, 1 Vanity Emptiness. And the main reason is I can control my Vanity Emptiness, because my Majespecters don't go to the graveyard. They go to the extra deck. And if I really want to get rid of my Vanity Emptiness, all I have to do is tribute one of my Majespecter monsters with one of the 10,000 trap cards I have in my deck. The trap card goes to the graveyard, then I can special summon. So I can really control Vanity Emptiness. I can really stop my opponent. Now, one problem I've been having with my deck is going against mirror matches. So I am running 3 Storm Mirror Force. This card here is just great. Now, originally these was Phoenix Chains, but one thing I noticed that I kept going against other Majespecter players and I was just getting shitted on. So I was like, you know what? I need to figure out how to fight in a mirror match. That's the biggest problem I have right now. I can go against Quasar and win. I can go against Necklace, win. Clifford's, win. I have a mirror match, and I just make bad plays. So I put 3 Storming Mirror Forces in, and I started to get my wins back. They attack, bounce all that crap back to your hand. It doesn't destroy, it doesn't target. Now I can go out, I can do everything I need to do. Yes, they're going to be able to summon and plus, but you're getting ready to go summon and plus your ass off. We're running 2 Majespecter Pegasus, and the main reason we're only running 2, I felt like it was clogging my hand at times. I mean, you can't play Pegasus and use its effect, then play another one and use its effect. It doesn't work that way. So basically how this works is, all Majespecters gain 300 attack and defense. It doesn't sound a lot, don't sound like a lot, but once you start getting these monsters on the field, those points add up. But you contribute 1 win spellcaster monster to special summon 1 level 4 or lower Majespecter monster from your deck to the field. You can only do this once per turn. Too good. I mean, too good. I mean, this allows you to make some serious big plays. For example, you can go for Raccoon, normal summon Raccoon, get a search, tribute Raccoon, go for Fox, and get another search. You just plus 2. You just plus 2, and you got a beater on the field. We're running 2 Majespecter Cyclone. Basically, tribute a win spellcaster monster, target one of your opponent monsters, and destroy them. Basically, I set this down to bluff. They go and MST it. I'm like, okay, tribute my monster, destroy your monster. Whatever. And then we have 2 Pot of Dualities. Now, believe it or not, every so often you will open up with a very clogged hand, maybe like nothing but spell and trap cards. And maybe you didn't shuffle too well, but it happens to me a few times. So with Pot, I find that it really helps the deck out. It really speeds the deck up. If I'm going first and I'm like, oh man, I only got spell and trap cards, this is not good. I Pot, go, and I'm most likely going to get a Majespecter monster. I'm going to get that search. And finally, we run 1 Raigeki. You can destroy your opponent monsters. Your opponent can't destroy your monsters. You know they salty. So we're going to go ahead to the side deck here. And the side deck is not complete. So right now, I kind of put some random cards in for the time being. Imperial Iron Walls. A lot of decks right now is having a lot of success by removing their monsters from play. And I really just want to kind of stop that. You know, no removing your monsters from play. We're running 1 Mirror Moon Shield. Now, as you see, it's in the side deck. I originally had it in main deck, but the issue was that I was just really beating my opponent up. It's been a very rare time where I face my opponent and they have some serious beaters on the field and I can't get it off. Now, if I'm going to get something like Clifford's, yes, I will side this in if they're playing like something like Skill Drain and the monster's going to be beaters. At that point, Mirror Moon Shield is great. I originally had it at 2 in main deck, but I took it down to 1, and then I just took it out altogether because I just didn't need it. I could blow up my opponent monsters, search for everything I need, and just basically beat them down with little monsters. So it's in the side deck, and I think that's where it belongs for the time being. Maybe it might change once the deck does come out and people have different playstyles. We're running 3 MSTs, and the main reason I'm running 3 MSTs is for other Pendulum decks, but not just that, the mirror match. One of the weaknesses for Majespecters is if you destroy their back row, they can't play. Because their back row, they need their back row to protect their monsters and to screw your opponent. If you're blowing up all my back row, there's nothing I can do. All I have is baby, really tiny monsters on the field. We're running 3 Spell Shattering arrows, and the main reason, again, is that mirror match and other decks that's going to be playing Pendulums. If I'm playing that mirror match, I'm going to burn you for everything I can burn you for. I don't want you to special summon, because once you Pendulum summon, you're going to be able to plus out your ass. So this right here says, hey, I'm going to blow all that stuff up before you get a chance. And the VIP of the side deck is the Secret Village. Oh my goodness. This card is too good. As long as you have a spellcaster monster on your side of the field, your opponent doesn't, they can't play spell cards. That's it. They can't play spell cards. So you gotta look at it like this. Majespecter monsters, your opponent cannot target them or destroy them with card effects, and then they can't play spell cards. That's like, they can't do anything, really. So this card is really good. Now, another card I definitely want to add in my side deck is going to be Wavering Eyes. I really want to add that. That's going to really speed this deck up just a little bit. And finally, we have our extra deck. Now, the extra deck, once again, is not complete. So we have that 101. We have that Cowboy. We have a Why Not Zen mains. Now, I know a lot of people have been talking about these Totem Birds. Now, I'm going to be truthful with you. I think Totem Bird is not really that good. Main reason is you need 2 wind monsters. And, yeah, you can detach 2 to negate a spell or trap card, but it loses 300. I really feel like it's a waste because you have so much good cards in your deck to really protect your monsters. I've never been in a situation where I needed Totem Bird, but Totem Bird is there. We have our Black Rose Dragon. That's one of our Synchro monsters. Definitely a good card. And we have that Goyo Guardian. Goyo Guardian puts in a lot of work in this deck. I mean, taking my opponent monsters and beating the hell out of them with their own beaters really helps the deck out. So, Majespecters, I like them for a simple reason. They're strong. They might look like really, really weak monsters, but once they start to come on the field and they start to get out there and get their back row set up, they become extremely strong. Now, Majespecters, they start off very slow, and I think that's something a lot of people don't know, is that they're not an extremely fast deck. It's not fast like Clifford's. It's not fast like some of these other big top decks. They're really slow, but once they get their footing out, then they do extremely well. Now, one thing I will say about Majespecters is that a lot of people just don't know how to play against them. So the first thing people say is, oh man, they're broken, they're OP. I disagree. I feel like they're good. I feel like they have that possibility to be tier 1. But it just depends on people play styles and what type of things people is going to have to side. A lot of people don't want to side certain cards. I mean, I remember when Oddeyes first came out, people was like, oh my god, they're broken, they're OP, it takes no skill. And now people's like, oh yeah, Oddeyes takes a lot of skills. And I'm like, interesting. Clifford's are broken, it takes no skill. And then we got things that was even better than Clifford's. But this deck is really, really fun. Now, this deck you really do want to go first, so you can go ahead and get your plays set up, and really get your opponent beat down. So that's really all I have about the deck profile. If I left something out, if you would add something to the deck, please let me know in the comment box below. Now, I know in the OCG right now, they haven't been topping like a lot of the other Magician decks. I've seen them top a few tournaments, but they're not kicking ass in the OCG. Now, maybe that will change once it comes to the US. Maybe Majespecters is going to be tier 0, and it's just going to destroy everything. I know when a lot of people, when we see these new cards, we're always like, oh my god, that's broken. How do we beat it? But they're very easy to beat. I mean, we have a lot of cards to side against them, like Mistake, that will destroy the deck. And that's a lot of things that I've been working on for people who's going to be siding for me. But that's all I have for you today. Please rate, subscribe, and comment. It really helps the channel. Thanks for watching. Matane.